Hello, this is Jenny McKenna with McKenna Property Management. Today is March 8th of 2019, and we are standing in front of 1013 Grammy Street. So we're going to walk this property so that you can get some insights on some things that need to be done prior to it being put on the market. However, remember, I am looking at only cosmetic things. So I am not checking to see if anything is operational or having leaks or problems. This is just site inspection only. First thing we're going to look at. I am concerned that because this is one of the original stone canyons that were built in Las Vegas, this patch of grass may not be the HOA's responsibility like in some of the other communities that we've seen. This may be the responsibility of the owner. If that is the case, and Taylor and Eric and Cleo will check all that out, if that is the case, I'm going to suggest that we put in for an architectural review change and we get this from grass to rock. So an example of that would be across the street here. It's not always the prettiest curb appeal, but it is the most logical on an investment. Especially since if this is maintained by the homeowner, the tenant's never going to maintain it. So we are going to deal with HOA violations. It's going to be a big paperwork mess up. So I honestly think we just get rid of this grass and put in some rock. So that might be a future thing. I don't know if we have to do that exactly right now, but if we are in a situation where we're at an HOA violations and it's going to a hearing board, we may have to jump on it. If we could put the tenant in and then get violations, that might be 3 or 4 months out. So just to kind of give you that as a budget. As we walk in, I really, really like this townhouse. One of the things I like about it is the rehab seems to have been done really nice. I don't feel like it's too trendy where we're going to have some problems in the future. But in reality, this wall color is great. This flooring matches the existing ceramic tile that was put in by the builder, which then comes over here to kind of mesh together with the fireplace. The extra bigger baseboards is nice. We are going to need to do a window treatment here. So I've suggested the 2.5-inch white faux wood blind. The top part, there's no reason to spend money on a custom blind for that. So I'm seeing if John can find something that is paper, which they seem to have a lot of. I've seen them in other units. And then just bear in mind that every time a tenant vacates, we're going to need to reinstall probably that product because it doesn't last with the sun and so forth. Love the ceiling fan that is in this living room area. We're going to go here into the dining room. Now, normally mirrors on walls would scare me because obviously if there is a child and this mirror breaks and there's a mirror that comes down or they slice their finger on it, I never really want to be putting my owner in a situation where we're going to have that problem. In this case, I don't think we need to remove this. It is on the far end of the house. There's not going to be a lot of activity right here. When you walk through the front door, it actually enlarges this unit significantly. So I like this mirror. There is an issue already, and that's why there's probably a cut here. Somewhere along the line, I think that this was a solid piece and then maybe they had a problem. That's why there's a missing spot here. This is not sharp, so I'm not really concerned about leaving it right now. John's going to do a little research on it. He may be able to find a piece here or replace it from the piece up there. If that doesn't happen, I'm not really worried all that much. This is on the bottom side. This will be a table. I doubt anybody will even notice it. I didn't notice it right away. I didn't notice it until we discussed it. So my eyes were always up here rather than down there. I like the ceiling fan here in this dining room. Courtyard. Love this covered patio. So the covered patio is ideal. In this particular unit, I am not going to recommend doing any vegetation around the covered patio. One, there's just not enough space. Notice this already. This is what happens when you've got any kind of consistent water up against these bricks. My thought is why make any more damage if we don't need to? A tenant can come out here with potted plants. they can come out here with their own kind of design. I don't think it's necessary to enhance this anymore. I do want to get rid of all the ugly irrigation piping. So I would like to get all the irrigation hoses removed, and then whatever rock we have, we can just kind of smooth over. Next go around, we may want to invest in some more rock so that we can upgrade this back area a little nicer. But for right now and in this market, it's not necessary to spend that money. So we'll come on into the kitchen, which they have done a great job with. So we've got some, I'm going to assume this is granite, but it could be, yeah, it could be like a man-made sort of countertop that gives you that look of granite. But either way, it gives you an upgrade feel. It's modern. It's going to hold up well. And the super cool thing that Taylor and I like is we have the farm sink. I am going to get one of these in my life. So this is really cool because this is very modern. This is kind of a hip thing with the gooseneck faucet that pulls out. So that's really cool. Love that they did a good job on painting the existing cabinets. These were probably like a very whitewash 80s look. They've come in and they did a really good job, from what I could tell, painting these white, adding these features. The only thing that I see here is this cabinet set. I don't know who reinstalled it, but they were having a bad day. So we need to get this to where it's even down below, because for some reason my eye is going to it, and this should be even. But everything else as far as cabinets, countertop is great. Now, let's talk about this ancient stove. So we have this super cool modern kitchen, and then we have this ugly stove. So my suggestion is let's get a white on white stove. It will match the look of the dishwasher. We will put in, if we can, and that's a big if because there's a couple things that have to change out, a white microwave up here. By putting a microwave in here, it allows the tenant to have more counter space, which they will appreciate. If that's not possible, I understand, but we definitely want to get the white oven range. The fridge is a little bit dated. If it was, like, as an owner, if you have the budget and we can get a new fridge, that would be great. But if you can't, I get it. We'll live with the discolorization here. Inside, it seems to be functioning pretty good. So it's right on the cusp. If this was my unit, I would get a sale, get a fridge that, you know, is a good priced fridge, put it in there, not worry about it, because it's sometime, this is an older fridge, it's gonna stop working at one point, probably in the next few years. And then that way your kitchen is truly poppable, meaning we're gonna get top rent, which will be that $12.50 mark, because your kitchen and everything else just kind of blends so well. But if it's not in the budget, I understand, we can leave that fridge. Washer dryer is not hooked up. Well, I should say that. Washer is not hooked up. So I will definitely need to make sure that that is hooked up properly so that there is no chance of leaking. And then we can see if these appliances work. They look like they're in pretty good shape. I would turn on the light in here, but then there'd be this obnoxious thing, so we're not going to do that. This is your single car garage, and in here it's fine. I mean, we had at one point a water heater that leaked, so that is so common in these units. I'm not concerned about it at all. Even cosmetically, it doesn't bother me to leave it that way. We do have the garage door opener, which is awesome. So our garage is just what it is.
Thank you.
Tenants will appreciate having their opportunity to park their car and go right into the unit. Half bath, nothing we need to do. So this is just showing you the video. It does have a little bit of a chip in the sink, which has been painted over. That will, as time, come back up, and then we'll just keep painting it over until we decide we want to change the sink. I'm not suggesting changing out the sink right now because it's not going to stop us from getting a top-notch tenant. So later on, if we need to do it, if it gets really ugly or really rusted, we'll change it out at that time. So now we will go upstairs. Love the carpet. It's a good grade. It's a good color. So once the janitorial comes in and they just vacuum all this up, it'll look great. So this is what Taylor and I call the master bedroom. They're really both masters. But we just think this room's a little bit bigger. It's got the walk-in closet, so we call this the true master. Love the ceiling fan, love the blinds, love wall color, love the flooring. This is all awesome. Don't have to do anything in here. I don't see any problems or previous leaks, so all that is great. I don't like those light bulbs, so we just need to get those light bulbs to be the proper vanity light bulb, but other than that, this is great. This has hard water on it. This is very common for Las Vegas. If it's time in the inspection, they note it. You may want to replace this faucet. If you replace this faucet, replace the sink as well, because this has got the little rusting going on. But if you're not replacing this, don't worry about this. It's going to be fine. So we don't have to deal with that. All right, then we'll go over here to our second master. Again, great property. They rehabbed it really, really nicely. Like the mirror closet doors right there. This transition strip in the video looked a little rough, but it's fine. In real life, it's good. And then we've got the towel bar already in, the shower rod already installed. In here, we have a little bit of a staining that we're never gonna get out. I have no idea what that is from. But again, nothing that we really need to do in here. So it's a blind, it's irrigation piping, it's janitorial, it's an oven range, hopefully a microwave, maybe a refrigerator, and then other than that, this property is rent ready.